we're moving on up, huh?
They
told me it's called a bumper. It's called and I don't know if you've noticed, but we're also doing a better job at looking at the camera and not at ourselves in the monitor that's next to the camera. I'm kind of avoiding the whole me
I think we
thing.
have to put because I keep looking over there.
The first thing that we're going to talk about is the weather. So the National Weather, I'm sorry, not the National Weather Service, the Office of Homeland Security, Office of Civil Defense, the people over near Government House where they had the fireworks and stuff, they sent out a bunch of news releases today and actually for the past few days regarding the weather situation, and it's life-threatening, number one, because of the rip currents. Let me just actually get some of this information out from Homeland Security Civil Defense, which has been providing the information from National Weather Service. So in a release today, 7 hours ago at 3 p.m., according to Civil Defense, the National Weather Service Guam Weather Forecast Office maintains the flash flood warning in effect for Guam until 6 p.m. this evening. Flooding is imminent or occurring. The community is advised to take the following precautionary actions. They should have just said precautions. Be alert for landslides and mudslides. Refrain from outdoor recreational activities. A small craft advisory remains in effect. Avoid boating, surfing, and other water-related activities until conditions subside. Do not hike or camp until dangerous conditions subside. Practice extreme caution on the following roadways where flooding continues or safe travel might be reduced to one lane. And we have some videos from around the island, thanks to Facebook and thanks to some of our sources of information who've been providing these videos. Polaris Point Route 1, Hamburger Road, Harmon, San Victorious Road, Tumon, Barragata Route 16. Look, did you see that inundation of rain? It's crazy. R Camacho Way, Barragata, near Uggan Store, Barragata, Lejang, Barragata, Ta'i Road, Manilao, 5th and 8th Street, O'Brien Drive, Hagutnia. I had no idea there was a 5th and 8th Street. Totu, Kanyada Loop Road, Barragata. And the following areas are deemed impassable. As of 7 hours ago, motorists are advised to seek alternate routes. Bradley Place, Anigua, and Route 10 by Wendy's, Barragata. That's a rat that you see coming out from the manhole. The poor thing is trying to survive. Look at
All rats do.
rats on a raft. Rats on a raft.
They try to survive.
Aww, look at that. Anyway, no, we have other videos, right, Chalu? From around the island. There was even people in. Oh my God.
I think that's my cousin's kids.
Oh my God! You need to tell your cousin about and the kids what's in that water.
Oh, well, they'll be sick all week.
Holy my! Oh my leptospirosis.
But imagine when we were children.
Oh no! Oh, actually no. We did wade. I did wade through the water.
Yeah, so did I.
I drank from the hose too.
It made us strong today.
Strong immunity.
Oh man, that would have been a good one. That's in Tumon.
That's here, just right down the road from us.
Guys, everybody tilt your head to the side.
What in the hell is that?
That's over at Home Depot. Right there's Hotel
Jeez.
Mayana.
You go wide water rafting.
Mm-hmm. What kind of...
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I got in the car. I left the house today just to come here, and I couldn't handle it. I couldn't breathe the whole ride down. I felt like my car was hydroplaning the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
But look at that. That is the cemetery. That is PD Cemetery,
How long
guys.
ago was this? Oh my gosh, that's so creepy. My grandma and grandpa are there.
Even my Rosario family's all there.
Now, just to be clear, your car wasn't hydroplaning. It was just flying as fast as a plane. On water. For speed racer reasons.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yes. And here I was all day making sure everybody got here early on time because of the show. And I come waltzing my butt in at 7:30. Maybe 8 o'clock.
Maybe 8 o'clock. I think it was 7:30, Chelo. I think, but she brought donuts from Crown Bakery. So to me, that's like mea culpa right there. There were earlier releases from Civil Defense on this whole issue. Flash flood warning. This is 8 hours ago. Now in effect. Move to higher ground if necessary. Sorry, I'm just reading. They wrote it like poetry. One of the advisories says, "Turn around, don't drown." There are strong rip currents or rip current advisories in effect until Tuesday evening. That's the last from Civil Defense. That rip current advisory has moved from Sunday to Monday and now to Tuesday evening. What rip currents? They're very dangerous things. You don't see them because they're currents that flow under the water surface. Mm-hmm. And
there was a lady that they pulled from the water.
Was that from a rip current?
Yes.
So that was at Gun Beach, right? Mm-hmm. And I go in the beach near this area.
And you would never think, when you go over to those beaches, you would never think you could drown because the water...
It's slow.
Yeah.
But what happens is it'll even if it's
suck you from under.
knee deep, you'll fall and then it'll take you out to the reef.
And especially if you don't really know how to swim, you end up panicking and then you lose your breath and
And then before you know it, there's a celebration by the Calvos that I'm dead. So as all of this weather stuff is going on, this is the time when we see just how bad the roads are, right? We see how the roads are not constructed correctly because all the water gathers up in these areas. Your car goes hydroplaning. You cannot see where any of the dips are. So you just screw up your tires and everything like that. And so this brings us to a discussion about what the Department of Public Works pardon me, is doing about the road situation. Well, in a September 11 letter from Vince Areola, the director of the Department of Public Works, to the Speaker of the Legislature, providing the monthly status report for village streets and road resurfacing repairs for the month of July 2019. They do provide a spreadsheet. I don't know if are you able to cast to my screen, Chelo? So I don't know if you're able to see what's in the spreadsheet. Let me make these things bigger.
Okay, read that. Just
so during the month of July, here's the schedule. Here's what's been completed, what's still under construction. Route 30 or Fahrenheit Avenue. I had no idea that was called Route 30 or that there was a Route 30. Installation of second line on sidewalk to be scheduled. Well, okay, I guess they're painting a line and it's going to cost $227,000. South Paulino Heights in Talafofo was completed. Savannah Drive in Talafofo was completed, the paving. Savannah Extension in Talafofo, paving completed. At North Paulino in Talafofo, paving completed as well. The list of roads to be resurfaced include in the northern region, Swamp Road, Chalan Lumasu, corner of Buradan Pulatat. Oh, that's the spirit animal of Senator Kelly March Tyson, the Pulatat, right?
Pulatat, yeah.
Tun Ignacio Chana in Jigo and David Flores Court in Jigo. So those roads are all due for road resurfacing under round 3 of this island-wide village street or island-wide resurfacing program. In the central region, there's a lot. And in case any of you are wondering whether this is all politics or whatever, it likely is, but don't blame the Leon Guerrero administration. The decisions for the surfacing of these roads came from the Calvo administration, just so you know.
But just so you know, the federal government gives them money for this. You know that, right?
For the
resurfacing and stuff.
Yes, for the routed roads and I believe the secondary roads. Mm-hmm. But if they're village streets, like tertiary, village streets, I don't think the federal government does give them. But I don't know if any of these are village streets. Actually, they might all be secondary.
Well, yeah. So that's enough money to take care of our roads. So I don't see why our government can't come up with the money for the other roads. for the small roads.
Well, and Shella, I think you have a story regarding what the mayors use money for and what they want to use money for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting to say the least. So it actually just pisses us off. So in the central region, Panetnos Drive in Agana Heights will be resurfaced. The list I'm going to read you is what is going to be resurfaced. Chargaloff Court in Agana Heights, Binackley Road in Aston Martin. I would hate to live on a road called Binackley Road. North
Sounds
Savannah Drive.
spooky, right?
Yeah,
Like Banackley.
like Fafab, Binackley. Like North Savannah Drive in Barragata, Gajuman Street in Barragata. Where's that? Chalamping Pagu in Chalampagu. I love that. Judge Sablon Street in Chalampagu. Kichitu Street in Manila. Sergio Cruz Road, Manila. Matabusan Street in MTM. North Old GW Road. Yeah, you need to rename that road North Old GW. How very creative of you, Mayor of MTM. Lucio Road in Sinahanya. Tan Wakina Borja Street in Sinahanya. Harmon Industrial Park East. Oh, wow.
Thank God.
Wow. And Harmon Industrial Park West. In the south, well, I guess the north got everything. The central area, I mean, the north, the biggest one in the north, it would be Swamp Road. That's sorely needed. There were 4, and then there's 4 in the south, and I don't know, it looks like there's 12 to 14 in the central region. Well, in the south, Dueña Street in Agate, San Jose El San Nicolas Street in Inarajan, Jose P. Cruz Street in Talafofu, and Chalan Ugin in Jotnia. A total of 38,700 linear feet. How many miles is that? 19 miles? 19 miles of road,
I wouldn't know.
right? 2,000 linear feet is a mile, right? Something like that. I don't. Why is there radio silence? Right
Because Jello, you would know.
It's not my strongest side.
Anyway. Josh, how many feet are in a mile?
He wouldn't know that. He just puts gas
2.
and goes.
For Josh, it's 2 minutes or 2 seconds makes a mile. Anyway, the next thing, Chalu, I think you're the one who has it, is the upcoming roundtable regarding the Medical Malpractice Mandatory Arbitration Act.
That is actually in my messages from Mr. Lebowski. Let me just get that.
Well, while you're doing that, let's talk about tax refunds then. So, a couple nights ago, Johnny brought you the story about how the Leon administration is sitting on $69 million in cash. How it released $1.3 million in cash Friday, or quite possibly they haven't even released yet. The checks might not even have gone out yet. For tax refunds filed up to February 21 of this year. And the story that Johnny brought you explained a lot about how the government's finances work when it comes to tax refunds. And our best estimate on the government's ability to pay refunds using that $69 million and judging from or taking from the reports that the government already submitted up to August of 2019 for the payment of tax refunds and for those processed and all that stuff. I think you surmised when you did the math on it that you have to take out 20 million of that 69 for debt service on some bonds, right?
Right.
Which left $49 million, and how they already had to back out, I believe it's 16 or 17 million dollars in tax refunds for the prior years.
From way before.
Yeah, because that goes to the head of the line. And
Right.
and if you're wondering why there are prior years refunds that are coming up, if there's a 6-month period now, it's because these are people who only recently filed for those refunds, and they're owed it. You know, they finally made a claim. The government was supposed to have estimated all of that stuff as it budgeted for it every single year, and should have had that stored away. But as your story explains to everyone, this is part of the problem, is that the government doesn't store it away. But the good stuff about this is that I don't think it's going to take much more time for the Leon Guerrero administration to actually release that $49 million, if in fact all of it is going to go to tax refunds. The only problem is that 16 to 17 already is earmarked for all of those prior year refunds. They have to be paid first. And then the rest of it, the balance of that, we don't know how.
But
if
that
it's gonna
we don't
take
know,
place.
and neither do they, and that is why they're not saying up to what date will it be paid out
Do
to.
you think they haven't even calculated it yet?
I don't even think they're gonna give an exact date, Troy. Maybe after tonight's live, they're gonna go just to prove us wrong.
Maybe.
But I don't even think they have the exact date.
Well, what we do know is that October 15 is around the corner. And by October 15, they have to pay all the tax refunds that are status A filed through April 15. And then when October 16 comes, they have to be up to date to April 16 and so on and
Right.
so on. So we don't know if it's going to be a challenge. We don't know what the Leon Guerrero administration is doing with cash because they're not being forthcoming about cash. What we do know is that when millions of dollars are released, people are going to have lots of money to, put a down payment on a car, pay your whatever you're late with your rent or your credit cards, maybe save up for Christmas. So, in that sense,
Yeah.
good on the taxpayers for paying those taxes that allowed this Section 30 money to come so it can pay you all back.
I sent it to your email, the medical malpractice.
Well, tell us about it.
Senator Therese Herlahi is holding a roundtable for Guam's Medical Malpractice Mandatory Arbitration Act in the Guam Legislature Public Hearing Room at the Guam Congress Building in Agana. It
Is that this Thursday?
this Thursday, September 19 at 2 p.m. And it's an overview of current law and prior case outcomes, patient testimony. So this is important for the people who've been wronged
Oh, okay.
to come out and speak. And since it's at 2 o'clock, Kandit would be there.
I wonder why they made it at 2 o'clock, though. It's not, people get off work at 5 p.m. Maybe it was the only available time or something. I don't know.
Because they're the legislature. They work between 8 and 5, except for a budget hearing. Right? 8 and 5 is their work day?
That's why they stick in all the funerals between 8 and 5?
Yeah.
Because the Organic Act says that they must attend every funeral.
Does it?
No.
Oh, you fucker. So that's going to be the first meeting, and then the second meeting will be Thursday, October 3rd at 2 p.m.
Okay.
And it's for, I guess this is for the healthcare professionals. Input from health professionals on effective or current law on standard of care. All health professionals and patients are invited to provide written testimony or attend hearing.
Okay. What about for the public at large?
I believe that is...
The third one?
It says the third one is Thursday, November 7 at 2 p.m. Options review. Recommendations for improvement.
Time's supposed to change. So,
Patient testimony for this Thursday,
Yeah.
which would be the people that were wronged. But it's an overview of the current law and prior case outcomes.
I'm wondering if the third one, or if it's limited, then like the other people who are not patients.
Maybe
Or-
it's the next one.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe we'll ask Senator Therese Shalahi's office more about that. But she and Senator Tello Taitigui are the only people in the legislature who have moved on this. Mm-hmm. Right?
Correct.
I believe we got some lip service from Speaker Tina Mooney Barnes, but really the person who's been driving this has been Senator Shalahi. And then Senator Tello Taitigui told us that she's looking over 3 different options for legislation that she wants to introduce, and she's just been waiting for Senator Shalahi to have this roundtable discussion. So here it is. There's a roundtable discussion that's going to happen.
And that's this Thursday.
Right on. I wonder if Mr. Lebowski is going to be most likely, right? Do you
Of
know?
course.
Have you talked to him?
He's watching now.
Is he on island?
Yes, he is. He's here for this.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to cover this.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely going to cover this. And then the next thing is related to this issue of medical malpractice arbitration. Is something that is a story that does not rely on the local law, but rather on federal law and how a couple in the military is getting some justice for some malpractice that was done to them.
Right. It's from the Stars and Stripes.
Okay.
U.S. to pay Navy couple $11.5 million in Guam hospital malpractice case.
Wow. Wow.
And this was published by the Associated Press on September 14, 2019. Norfolk, Virginia. The federal government has agreed to pay $11.5 million to settle a medical negligence lawsuit by a Virginia couple involving the birth of their son 5 years ago at a military hospital in Guam. A federal judge on Friday approved the monetary settlement to help the parents care for their child, who suffers severe and permanent brain damage.
God bless you.
The Virginia pilot of Norfolk reports Deidre and Daniel Bobo. Is that how you say their name? Bobo Sr.
Oh, I don't know.
Navy petty officers living in Virginia Beach sued for malpractice after their son was born in 2014 at the U.S. Naval Hospital in Guam. They were stationed there at the time. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney for Eastern Virginia, who defended the government, declined comment. Court documents show defense attorneys stressed there was no admission of wrongdoing.
Except for $11.5 million.
And that's
Good for that family.
Yes.
I mean, not good that happened to their child, but
someone was held accountable.
Yeah, yeah. And the only reason that cannot happen on Guam is because of the Medical Malpractice Mandatory Arbitration Act. When we come back, we're going to inaugurate Pioneer Start for the very first time.
Teleprompter.
Our next yes, with the teleprompter, yes.
Sorry, guys.
Our new segment called Guput Kubiat News, since all the government seems to be this day is one big happy party with fireworks despite Rome burning. When we get back from this commercial break.